Hey y'all, my name is Mark, and this is my RS3 Taskman Episode One. If you didn't watch Episode 0, all it entailed was basically me running back and forth from the bank to my best friend and longtime business partner, Ollie, in Alcarid, and then doing the exact same thing in Ardoin after about like 4 or 5 hours. Riveting stuff. Love Silk so much. Anyway, so this is the what the sheet looked like up until we migrated over to the website that we used instead. So literally all of this is just garbage info, and I just was too lazy to rig the website into rolling the tasks in the same order that the sheet did. So you're just going to go ahead and see some outdated stuff for a bit. While it may still be outdated, this is still pretty useful. Now the unlocks, that's going to be for the taskmen that play. Once you reach that certain threshold, you'll end up unlocking training a skill to either 70, 80, 90, or 99, of course in their respective tiers. And the checkboxes above, that's going to be for the mainscapers, the task mains, so they can just roll specific tasks. Granted, it does look a bit sleeker on the website. Only problem is it's not as pink, so you win some battles, you lose some. With that long ass preamble out of the way, let's go ahead and generate the first task, which of course is a super duper secret task. So I'm gonna go ahead and blur that out, but basically these are just little Easter eggs that we added in where you just go do a little joke achievement, or sometimes it's really fucking annoying. But onwards to the next one, which is just a simple do this quest, get this reward task for the Ernest the Chicken quest. Luckily, Ernest the Chicken is only about a minute to 2 minute long quest, so I'm just gonna go ahead and blaze through that real quick. Once you get north of Draenor, you're just gonna go talk to this chick, accept the quest from her, and go inside and then chat up this old guy. Just skip through some dialogue, hold down spacebar, I guess. Go downstairs, gonna go ahead and grab a snack, make sure to avoid this ghost because he's gonna clap your cheeks. And then go ahead and grab a drink to wash that down. Go outside to wash your hands, make sure to take about 20 seconds, scrub really well. Dig through some shit, you might want to wash your hands again afterwards to grab a key. And this will let you go ahead and get this strange little noodle bit. Make sure to avoid that skeleton, he looks kind of angry. Go downstairs, go ahead and flip a switch with a real quick flip. And with that, all the doors are unlocked, letting you get the final quest item needed for the old man upstairs. Just gotta go through these doors in the slowest animation possible, pick this motherfucker up, and then we just need to go ahead and bring that cage, the key, the weird tube thing, and the oil can all up to old man Jenkins upstairs. And with that, the quest is completed, giving you a nice 50 silk worth of gold. Not too shabby for only a 2 minute quest. So let's just go ahead and load stone up and do my next task, which happens to be a super duper secret task again. So I'll just go to a farming patch, rake some weeds, and make some compost. Since, as one of the rules states, farming is completely time locked, so it's thus a passive skill. Anyway, time to complete the task off screen and then go to my next one. Follow-up task ended up being to get a unique totem piece from Anachronia Rubble, so I went ahead and got over here. A quick recommendation, definitely put all resources to unlocking the lodestone first, and then just go for the baseline 3 in the order of the base camp, the sleeping quarters, and the storehouse. Probably storehouse and then sleeping quarters now that I think about it, but whatever. You'll figure it out. You just go down the line. Anyway, quick travel montage to skip all of this useless running in this big ass island, and to grab the totem piece, and then go back the same way we got in. This way, hopefully it's been 20 minutes so I can unlock the lodestone, because this is, once again, big ass island. And since I didn't get a chat message, it hasn't even been 10 minutes. So what you can do, you can actually destroy your totem piece, so that way you can save your precious bank space. And then these two archaeologist looking people with the monocles, they'll actually hold on to it for you, so you don't gotta go looking for them. I believe it works on all other totem pieces as well. Next task is to do some strongholds, so first I'm just gonna grab some food at the gnome tree place. Just gotta talk to Femi here, lift some boxes for her, and just never talk to her again. I guess I just stole her merchandise. Didn't even gain any thieving experience. What the fuck, Jagex? Oh well, time to go through a gate. And then just go straight north into a tree house. That's way over glorified. Go upstairs and then talk to the waitstaff, get some, I want to say free food. But I mean, each one is worth at least a silk, almost a silk and a half. So it's pretty expensive. With the full inventory bought, I'm just going to head on over to Edgeville and down to Gunner's Run. Oh, fuck. That 25 hit could have wrecked me. Good thing I already bought my Jar of Divine Light, right? Don't know why I was so worried about it earlier. With that near-death experience out of the way, gonna first hit up the Stronghold of Security and Gunner's Run. Luckily I didn't run out of run energy yet, so you know what? Life's looking up finally. Just gonna hop down this hole and make a quick 167 worth of silk and gold and nab some fancy boots. First one down, now onto the Stronghold of Player Safety. Just gonna go ahead and head upstairs real quick. Go through a maze without once having to look at the wiki. Don't even fact check me, just believe me please. And that'll give me a some fancy gloves, fighter gloves, melee gloves basically. Just tier 1, so it's garbage, but you know, it's something to wear. Also gives me 2 500 XP lamps. Those are going straight into summoning and herblore, just because early level summoning sucks. And the herblore will allow me to use neem oil if I ever get a fungal flake task. So well, task completed. Now on to my next one, which finally lets me train agility. Thank God. So with the unique from the pit task, basically that's any one of 5 pieces of the nimble outfit, which gives you agility or bonus agility experience, 1% each, and then full side effect gives you a total of 6. Either one of those or getting a gorilla mask, which is obtained upon actually beating the pit, which is pretty easy if you have an actual strategy for it. Like, it's 100% skill based. There is 0 luck no matter what anybody tells you. But the nimble pieces, those are, I think it's listed at a 1 in 3 drop chance per pit done, so that's the only luck. Anyway, got my first pit event here at level 18 agility. Just forgot to unequip my weapons and my gloves, because don't know why he needs those unequipped. Once you're brought to a undisclosed location here, a goblin and a werewolf are gonna chat you up just for a quick game of chance. Sorry, game of skill. Anyway, this one's pretty simple. They give you a number there at the top, and you just gotta choose if the following number is gonna be lower or higher. Pretty simple to do. First one's 8, 1 and 7, or 1 to 7 are all lower, so I went with that. Next one's 5, so I'm going higher because nothing's below 5. What the fuck is this? Rigged game, how could I lose? Whatever. Got some agility levels out of it, so there's something. Anyway, gonna get dragged back over to the gnome course here, and I guess I'm just gonna continue doing some laps real quick, since I think the reset for this is either after 1 hour of real time, so you can log out if you don't want to actually do agility training, but I just went ahead and did a couple more laps. Second pit event here at level 24 agility. Mainly I want to go for a 25 because that unlocks an agility shortcut near Eagle's Peak Lodestone, which is right next to this gnome tree place. Alright, so... Oh, this is a good one. This is a pit event where you gotta play a good old game of karaoke. Basically, it's a game that is from the Waiko Islands in the east, where you just send one of your friends out onto this platform. The other two friends there, above you, they're just gonna scream at the top of their lungs and rocks fall on your head. It's a pretty fun game, really easy to win. All you gotta do is just stand here in the center and not move from this tile. Ah, shit. Because I moved, that means I'm gonna go ahead and get rocked on, I bet. Almost lasted. I guess I'm not as good at this game as I thought. Whatever. Shit's rigged. Yeah, I did not get a nimble piece out of that, so time to continue training agility. Here's another pit event at level 28 agility. So this is what, my third one now, so that means I'm guaranteed a nimble unique just because that's how statistics work, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Oh, okay. This is a pretty simple one. There are 16 boxes, you just gotta find the right box that contains the key. I think you're only given like 5 chances, so... What is that? Since either the boxes have the key or they don't, that's a 50-50 chance. 5 of them, that means... Yeah, there's a 250% chance of getting the key. Yeah, the math checks out. Wait, what the fuck? Alright, I should have gotten the key. Rigged game. That's bullshit. Oh, looks like I got a nimble chess piece. So yeah, that's going to be 1% bonus agility experience in my future grind, so that's something. And on to my next task, which is finally a combat related one, so gonna train some Slayer to 32 to unlock Mogres. My first few Slayer assignments from Tarail were nothing really worth recording, so I'm just gonna go ahead and go down into the frogs and enter the cave on my first attempt, because I definitely don't forget to bring my rope the first time I try going down places. So you're able to train your combat stats up to an adequate level pretty much 20's the go-to for Slayer. And I just wanted to see exactly how rough it is to kill these frogs. I'm just going to start on the lower level ones here. But I just want to see how rough it is to kill them with only bronze weapons. And being level 1 attack, so here goes nothing, I guess. You know, after the fact, I did some hit chance calculations, and I have less than a 1 in 3 chance of hitting them. So I'm just going to go ahead and fast forward through all of this. It took me, what, I think 2.5 minutes, almost 3 minutes just to kill one frog. There's no way I'm going to be able to kill however many I need to, 23, with tier 1 weapons. I'm just going to go ahead and train my combat stats, because otherwise that would take me an hour. So in that time I could easily get 20-25k just from doing silk runs. After that mind-numbing shit, first thing I'm going to do is just complete my daily challenges here, which when you first create your account, you have to kill 5 cows for your combat challenge and bury their bones for the related prayer challenge. So I'm going to go ahead and do those, and since they directly benefit my current task of a Slayer unique, and that requires me to train my combat, I'm more than free to actually turn those in. So I'm going to go ahead and knock those out. Now the other 3, the mining, the woodcutting, and the fishing ones, I won't be able to do those until I actually get a related task to that. So who knows how long that'll be before I can actually get real daily challenges. But until then, I'm just going to deal with that. This here is the Troll Cave north of Berthorpe, Lodestone. Pretty common place to see taskers leveling up their combat stats, as it has a room for each of the combat trees. The west side is for mage, north is for melee, and then the east is for ranged. I'm just going to stay here until I'm level 10 attack, so that way I can equip iron weapons and have a much better time killing frogs. Back down in the Lumbridge Swamp Caves for attempt number 2. This time with iron weapons unlocked. Redid the math, and I'm looking at about a 45% chance to hit, much better than the previous 30%. Ended up getting to kill every minute, so that's definitely better than wasting 3 minutes and almost an inventory of food for each kill. If I had gone the extra mile and unlocked steel weapons, I'd be looking at a bit over a 70% chance to hit, and could probably even take on the giant frogs instead. As mentioned in one of the rules, you're free to do distractions and diversions as long as they pertain directly to your current active task. So if I had to say a Slayer task, I would be more than welcome to go ahead and build the god statues. Just gotta make sure you build the incorrect god for the area. So here in the Taverley spot, I just gotta make sure not to build a Gothics or a Juna style statue, so I'm just gonna go for Bandos, big high war god boy, and then just play this quick mini game of getting the right scaffolding levels on each one. Kill the guy who comes up after I pray, and then just repeat that here. Lumbridge, Canifis, which I'll unlock shortly, and then the Yanil Lodestone area. A convenient map screen of a beautifully high budget travel sequence, and I'm going into the mausoleum to kill a ghoul. This will unlock the Mauritania side of the map on RuneScape 3, since you don't have to actually do the Priest in Peril quest. Something about easy escape, I guess, I don't know. Anyway, ghoul killed. Time to go through this fancy looking portal here, and then I'll be able to start using Mashna as my Slayer Master. First task from Mashna ended up being crawling hands, so went ahead, tossed on some mage gear, and head up to the Slayer Tower. Just make sure anytime you have a Slayer task here, you just talk to Marcus right outside, get a special contract. They'll give you some extra Slayer experience per kill, and then at the end of the contract, you can turn it in for some gold, or if you really hate yourself, you can get some experience. Ends up being really garbage XP though, so I definitely do not recommend doing it. Great thing about the crawling hands is that they have a pretty frequent drop on their colored gloves, which sell for about 3 silk each, and then some rings as well, sapphire or emerald. And then of course there's a 1 in 512 chance of getting the crawling hand drop, which is also a task. As you can see, managed to already get my crawling hands drop, only took me 22 kill count. Roughly a 4% chance of that happening, so Taskman luck is kicking in early. Just gonna hop outside the tower real quick, throw the contract at Marcus and get about 60 silk worth of gold. And gonna completely ignore that slap in the face amount of experience he could have offered instead. As mentioned, it's literal garbage. Gonna skip ahead a few assignments from Mashna, just got a couple repeats of Vols and other shit. Finally got the Hill Giant, so I'm gonna go to Edgeville, go down into the dungeon on that side so I can get the key, which then allows me to use the Varrock West Bank as my bank of choice. So I had some spotty internet issues all day today, or I shouldn't say today since this is like 4 weeks ago. But I had spotty internet issues nonetheless. Got disconnected while I was outside of the safe spot for the Hill Giants, so that's why I'm back in the lobby. Almost fucking died there for a second. I got hit by 2 near max hits from the Hill Giants since they can almost hit 200 max. Luckily I was spam clicking my food like a motherfucker, so showed them who's boss. After nearly using up my jar of Divine Light already, nothing interesting really happened except for some fancy time skip to where all of a sudden I'm level 32 Slayer. Quick little side note, since 32 is the maximum Slayer level required for a beginner tier, I won't be seeing these bug boys for about 19 years. So I'm just gonna go ahead and abandon them quickly and then go hang out with a drunkard in Port Sarim. So in order to actually unlock being able to fight Mogres, you gotta sober up Skippy here. Luckily, sobering people up is just as easy as it is in real life. Number 1, just go ahead and splash some water on the dude. Now when that inevitably makes him really irate and throw glass shards at your face, that's when you just gotta make some tea to make him happy. Now most Americans, yours truly included, don't know how to make tea. Luckily, RuneScape, being a British game, teaches you how to do it step by step. Number 1, you just gotta go ahead and get a bowl, fill it up with water, and then go to some gloomy area. Now if you happen to know somewhere that has vampires, zombies, and werewolves, then that's great. You're just gonna go there, find some random leaves growing out of the ground, and then take those, slap those inside of the bowl, and then try to cook it. And then that's when you find out that you're not good enough at cooking, that you need to go ahead and train. So for this cooking grind, if you really don't want to be masochistic, you can just go right ahead, fish, and then cook the fish, and then do that. But since I don't want to be boring and I also hate myself, I'm gonna level up my cooking by not doing any kind of fishing whatsoever. So I'm just going to go ahead and cook all the raw meat that I have in my inventory, and then switch on over to picking up potatoes, noting them at the nearby tool leprechaun, cooking those, and then switch over to exclusively red berry pies until I level up to 20. I'm planning on becoming Thurgo's best friend here in a couple days. So from start to end, as far as cooking my first piece of meat and finally burning and then cooking my final piece of meat, It took me about an hour or so just to get from 1 to 20. Not sure how long it would have taken if I had fished instead, but it definitely would have been easier, and that's for damn sure. With that, the cooking montage is over, so I can finally go ahead and make some tea. Back on track. So you just add these dirty leaves into some soapy water. Go ahead, boil that, and then you have tea in a bowl. So I brought that bucket just so I can make some chocolate milk here, because you're going to need that in a second in order to do the final part of sobering people up. Just gotta milk a cow, find some different flavored grass on the ground, preferably in a sandy peninsula. Add that into your chocolate milk, and hangover is cured forever. With that, the Mogre mini quest is done. So it's time to just throw explosives after water until one appears, and then you get a fancy drop. So these guys here have decent herb seed drop rate, but the main thing I want from them is going to be a raw swordfish. That'll help me in a future task for a Tower of Life unique, so that way I don't have to train my fishing. But aside from that, the possible uniques I can get is either a Mudskipper hat, a claw token, or some flippers. Now the hat and token, those are both listed as being uncommon, so I should expect one here shortly. Oh, there it is. Prime Fashionscape hat piece obtained. Anyway, with that, if you made it this far, thanks for watching. This has been Taskman Episode 1, and this is the end.